expedite us the nuances of governance and documents required in autonomous colleges. A warm welcome once again, sir. Now I request once again Anjali ma'am to take over and request sir to proceed on. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I take the privilege of inviting our guest, our resource person of today, Dr. Gopala Sudarshanam Garu. Actually, I have seen his profile, a brief introduction, but it was too lengthy, huge, enormous. It will take at least 2 hours to read it. So, I request S. Ramesh, sir, Assistant Professor of Commerce, to give the introduction of our resource person. Welcome, Ramesh, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Principal, sir, and our resource person, Gopal Sudarshanam Garu, and my dear friends. It gives me immense pleasure in inviting you, Dr. Gopal Sudarshanam Garu, who is an MCOM, MBA, SLET, MPhil, PhD, PGDCA, and DH. And as Madam said, if I go on reading this biodata, it will go on for hours together, and it will take much of the time. So instead, as you all are aware, nowadays people like more T20s than test matches. So I will cut it short with the permission of Dr. Gopal Sudarshanam Garu. And he has over 2 decades of teaching experience at UG level and PG level. And his scholarly works include almost 34 published papers in ISBN and ISSN journals. And he has participated in 35 national and international seminars. And he has presented 26 national seminars. He has presented papers in 26 national seminars. And he has guided 3 students to come up with flying colors in MPhil level and PhD level. And he has participated in numerous faculty development programs, orientation courses, refresher courses, and he has been, since his appointment, working as a resource person in the government sponsored TSAT programs, that is erstwhile Mana TV programs. And he acted as a resource person for seminars and workshops at different levels. Almost 27 workshops or seminars he has acted as a resource person. And during this COVID-19 period, he has attended webinars at national level, and he has attended international level webinars, 7 international webinars, and he has delivered talks as a resource person in various webinars. Almost 5 webinars he has attended and acted and delivered his talks. And now, with this brief introduction, I welcome our resource person of the day, Dr. Gopal Sudarshanam Garu, who is a Senior Assistant Professor of Commerce working in Government Degree and PG College, Gajwel. And I welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Before I proceed to my presentation, let me clear myself whether I am audible. One question. The second one is whether my PPT is visible to you. These are the 2 important things. One must be very clear before we start our talk.
Yes,
Anyone can just
Yes, sir, you're audible. You're audible. And your presentation also very visible.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please carry on.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for the brief introduction. Before that, I take it as a privilege to convey my sincere thanks to the CCE people who has referred me to join with you and shake my hand with you all at this, auspicious moment. At the outset, I convey my sincere thanks to the principal who has initiated the program and invited me and blessed me to take part in your noble this session. And I also take a part to convey my thanks to Swami sir, Head Department of Commerce, and my young friend Ramesh, who is always very close to me as a younger brother. And Dr. Gopi sir initially has called me to have some inputs over this autonomous documentation and all. And I also have good friends there, Srinivas Zoology, and of course, Madam Ranjani Garu has made an introductory remark. Friends, In fact, I am, as you, joined into this government service during 2011 out of interest of higher education scenario and other innovative things that are taking place and challenging our journey. I made my part to do some kind of work over earlier CBCSE, even the new concept of NEP, of course, of NAAC and autonomous initiatives. Coming to today's talk, governance and documentation of autonomous government degree colleges. See, the title, whether it is very apt or not, I'm not sure. But I made myself to make a catchy, so that I designed so. And now here I want to pose a few things for you, like some questions. Don't think that I am a resource person. You are participating as audience. After all, I am one among you. Kindly accept me as your, colleague who is always sitting with you in your own staff room, but virtually at least. Friends, for last few years, I am very happy. Before that, again, my college principal, who is always with me, guides me, and encourages me to come up with this kind of innovative and creative tasks for the benefit of the higher education department. Dr. A. Srinivas Reddy Sir Garu, he is also joined in this meeting. Of course, without his support, encouragement, and guidance as a elder brother, my journey somewhere maybe faced some kind of hurdles. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining, and again to bless in this journey too. Yeah, friends. During my presentation, if you want to pose any question, kindly just you write down on your paper. You can raise them also in between. Of course, may be convenient to me at the time of interactive sessions. And if any kind of disturbances and any barriers are creating during my presentation, kindly you can just ask me to either repeat or to make more clarification also. And again, one word, these are a kind of challenges of me from the pure Telugu medium background, kind of difficulty may face of in my vocabulary as well as presentation in English, but still to make myself improve and, develop and enrich in the area, I used to present things in the English only. Hope the English teachers and the elders who are well versed with the presentation skills and all can guide me in this endeavor too. Friends, now let me straight away switch over to the talk. Is it okay? Are you looking at my slide? Hope.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Carry on, sir.
Thank you, dear friends and esteemed senior faculty. Yeah. So I'm not expecting any verbal answers to this question. Just you make yourself answer. How many of you have worked in autonomous colleges previously? How many of you are working in autonomous college now? This question is a kind of ridiculous. Why you are asking me, sir? All of us working in autonomous college only. Whether you have
పోయింది.
Sir, it seems there is a problem with him. He will join again, it seems. So, in the mean,
volume kuda it's very less, sir. Okay.
Okay. After his entrance, we will again remind him. And at the same time, I feel like saying that I thank very much the head of the zoology department, Dr. Srinivasu garu, for providing us with this platform. And in his help, Ravi Shankar sir also has helped us immensely in using this platform. So with due respects to them, we will proceed in this meeting. Okay. So he is missing his. What happened to sir?
How many of you have worked in autonomous colleges previously? Of course, a couple of years ago or before 2016, there were very few colleges in our state. And how many of you are working in autonomous colleges now at present?
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, you, okay, sir.
Yeah, tell me, sir. Yeah.
You,
How many of you are working in autonomous colleges now? Because maybe all we are in SR and BGNR college, which is autonomous since 2016. But really, are we working in autonomous colleges? And the third question is, what do you mean by autonomous colleges? We should be very clear. Just by mere transfer during 2018, June 38th, we have shifted from one A place to B place. But whether B place is similar to the A place, if it is a non-autonomous college, you might have answer, but now it is quite different. That we can find for presentation. The last question is, are we working in affiliated colleges or in autonomous colleges? These are the questions, kindly keep in your mind. Then, one more question. Can we say our is an affiliated college with autonomous board? This statement is not mine. I have gone through a good number of articles over governance, functioning, emerging scenario of autonomous college in the nation, and a good number of articles published in Times of India and Hindu. From there, I have extracted this title. This is one of the title of the article I read. I went through. Can we say that? Ours is an affiliated college with an autonomous board. The college board is autonomous, but completely it is seems affiliated only. This is the most worst case in our nation too. Out of 100 colleges, 60 plus colleges are, please let us take 100 autonomous colleges, 60 plus colleges are still functioning, still governing as affiliated colleges only, because lack of knowledge, information and enlightenment over autonomous colleges, and not able to delining or not able to making a difference between affiliated colleges and autonomous colleges. In this scenario, I made and I prepared my presentation with this. What is the conceptual framework of autonomous colleges? Important features and so on. Now, conceptual framework. What is the need of having conceptual framework? My dear says, madams, if somebody, a layman asks you, what is the difference between a previous college and the present colleges? Simply, we may say that previous, both are government colleges, but previous one is non-autonomous. Presently, I am working in an autonomous college. Is it enough? By that, can we convince the people all their insights? Maybe certainly no. We need to supply some more stuff, some more from the funding agencies to our college who has to sanction the financial aid will not be satisfied mere by saying a few things. So that let us build ourselves, be confined ourselves with some kind of keywords, some conceptual framework that we were not equipped earlier. Autonomous means, as you know, these two are the Greek words, auto plus nomos. Self, nomos means laws. So we have to confine our own laws, self laws. We have to design, we have to frame, we have to build our own self laws through autonomous structure. So self laws in terms of what? Self-governments, independence functioning, and you can design your own, you can build your own path to improve the quality of education, because there are good number of committees constituted to make suggestions, to propose the things to develop and bring the progress in education scenario. Among them is 1964 and 60 Kothari Commission. In this document, it is very much clearly emphasized that the colleges should have autonomy so as to spread its quality to the ultimate needy people. So that to improve the quality means, if you are not autonomous, if you are affiliated to somebody, can't you boost your quality? Certainly no. Because the affiliated university to whom you are affiliating, the parent university, will be burdened with administration, academic reforms, a conduct of the examination, and other allied activities. So once the job is segregated and given, that the power is decentralized, certainly we will do it. Can we ask our principal, sir, if everything is with him, all key bunch is with him in his desk, can you see the functioning of the college more effectively instead of decentralizing the power? So to decentralizing the power, decentralizing the norms, and making the people, enabling the people to do on their own part, then quality certainly prevails. So to improve the quality in the education scenario, to bring the innovation, to promote the creativity, and design the syllabus according to the regional need, so as to compete with the global competition, autonomous is highly emphasized. Of course, as I said, to free university session burden. Most of the universities, instead of functioning an academic aspect, unfortunately, they are very much busy with the examination things. Previously, before semesterization, people used to be engaged with the examination work during February to March. But now when it has become the autonomous structure and semester phenomenon, even universities right from the January to December, a kind of examination work, they are engrossed. So that we have to make them free. Universities have to do more research. They have to bring more reforms for the enhancement of the quality in the higher education phenomenon. So that to free them, they're opening the affiliated college to autonomous, to provide academic freedom to teachers. This is another point. The teachers can have their own freedom to teach. Previously, how to teach, what are the boundaries, the methodologies and syllabus, everything will be within the boundaries. But now, maybe the same is prevailed at this moment also. But at autonomous college, a teacher can challenge that he can implement his own way of pedagogy. He can bring n number of resources to substantiate his content that he is presenting in the classroom, and convincing the students and enabling the students to inculcate interest over employable skills. Apart from the syllabus, you can do a number of experiments that can benefit the institution in general and student in particular, and to entrust the stakeholders with more responsibility. Apart from that, one program, many certificates is the another motive of the autonomous colleges. What is one program, many certificates? If a student admitted into BA program, before he completes his 6 semesters, previously from non-autonomous colleges, he may get merely a pass certificate with the distinction marks. But in autonomous colleges, you can conduct so many other varied programs, diploma programs, certification programs, value added courses you can do, certificate courses you do, and the fundamentals courses you can introduce, short-term training programs you can introduce your part. And for each and every program, right from the 3-day program to 2 months separate program, apart to the curriculum and syllabus, you can issue certificate. A man before he leave, a student before he leave the college, along with the original certification of BA pass with the distinction, etc., he will fill his bag with some other certificates. A BCom computer program can introduce a 10-day program, 15-day program of internet accessibility, web designing program, and making with your own syllabus for 5-day, 7-day, 8-day program. Some other day, these certificates may help him. We don't know what certificate can help somebody. And the other important features of autonomy are decentralization of management. Management will not be vested in the heads of the vice chancellors in the university or CC, commissioner of college education in the CC, or vice chancellor of the university, affiliated university. The responsibility just not mere assigned, it can give the accountability also. If you make somebody as a board of studies chairman, he is held responsible to all the activities that take part in his studies, maybe commerce, botany, zoology, etc. If somebody made as a finance committee in charge, all the financial aspects of the college can be accountable by him once he signs on the paper. Previous valid, but in autonomous college, every ink is matter. So many committees you can constitute. All the members, conveners, coordinators, they will have their own role and reputation. They can have their own weightage, controller of examination, very reputed post. And my friends, if a senior faculty is nominated to the governing body, you equally sit with the higher education minister, commissioner of college education. It is a privilege, so that you will be given a responsibility. But remember, the other side, you should have the accountability too. And attracting the funding agencies. Is it not that? If a student say that I passed a BA degree with a distinction, that's enough. If other students say that, yes, I too passed the degree with a distinction, but have 2 gold medals, then more attention will be live with the second boy, because the first boy is only with a distinction, but the second boy is with a distinction and 2 gold medals. There is another boy, he says that, sir, I too got distinction, 2 gold medals, and I have participated in the national parade in Delhi, where I was honored by the President of India. See that the luminous, the attraction is passing from person to person. Similarly, he college with A grammars, we will get more funds. We will be in good looks of funding agencies. Certainly an autonomous colleges. See, this is a privilege, a special feature of an autonomous college. And to increase resource, to come forward with the new programs and new, courses, new activities, new establishments, new environments, then you will also have ability to capture attention of the allies to mobilize more resources. Of course, promotion of innovation and creativity in ambience is another one. Then, what are the dimensions of autonomy? What are the dimensions? How your autonomy will be seen? In what form your autonomy can be conferred? You can have academic autonomy. What is academic autonomy? You can design your curriculum. You can frame your syllabus. Of course, initially UGC, as you are the elder one, just I can get you one example in Telugu, if you don't mind, because as in a vernacular language, people may be attracted more. ఒక ఇంట్లో 3 అన్నదమ్ములు ఉన్నారు. పెద్దోడు, నడిపోడు, చిన్నోడు. చిన్నోడికి మొన్ననే ఒక 2 నెలల కింద పెళ్ళయింది. పెళ్లి కాగానే ముగ్గురికి తల్లిదండ్రులు ఏరుపోతారంటారు చూడండి తెలంగాణలో. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
I'm continuing. It is a small question that నేను ఒక చిన్న మాట తెలుగులో అన్నాను. ఒక తండ్రికి తల్లిదండ్రులకు ముగ్గురు కొడుకులు ఉన్నారు. పెద్దవాడికి మధ్యలోనికి ఒక 4-5 సంవత్సరాల కింద ఎప్పుడో పెళ్లి అయిపోయింది. చిన్నవాడికి మొన్ననే ఒక 6 నెలల కింద పెళ్లి అయింది. ఇప్పుడు తల్లిదండ్రులు ముగ్గురిని వేరుపోశారు. ఇప్పుడు తల్లిదండ్రులు ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉంటారు? పెద్ద కొడుకు దగ్గరనా, మధ్యలో కొడుకు దగ్గరనా, చిన్న కొడుకు దగ్గరనా? ఎవరన్నా ఒక్కరు ఆన్సర్.
చిన్న కొడుకు దగ్గర.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఆబ్వియస్లీ థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఖచ్చితంగా చిన్న కొడుకు దగ్గరే ఉంటారు. కారణం ఏంటంటే వాడు చిన్నోడు, మొన్ననే పెళ్ళ, వానికి ఏం తెలుస్తుంది?
So please unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah. Now, regarding to the financial autonomy, you can mobilize, as I said in previous slide, that you can mobilize your financial resources, and you have vested power with where to spend that amount on priority basis. In affiliated college, many a time what happens, the government, maybe CC or university can only guide you where to spend the amount. On what asset and what research instrument you have to use. Yourself can design where to invest the amount, and based on the ability of the students and importance of the course, that you can managerial autonomy. The management designed by you only again. With the members of the governing body in the academic council. How the management of the college will be made more effective that way, and administrative autonomy. Policies, designing the policies, procedures, and gaps between the students, community, your administrative aspect, that can also be decided here. Then, regulatory body of autonomous colleges. What is the regulatory body? Specially designed. Just look at this slide. From bottom to top, you make your flow. If you are the autonomous college, immediately above you, your boss will be CC. Then will be the parent university. Then comes state government. Then UGC. Obviously, at the affix level, the Ministry of Human Resource Development will be there. Central government will be there. This is the complete regulatory autonomy of autonomous colleges. Now coming to our core area, governance of autonomous colleges. How the government colleges can function, how it can be governed to make it is more effective institution, more productive institution, See, the first one is examination cell, what we call as COE office, controller of examination. We will have more insights and more inputs from that in the coming slides. Next comes finance committee. Next comes board of studies, academic, followed by academic council and governing body. So these are the statutory bodies govern the thing of your institution, that is an autonomous college. See, when I got a call from my good friend Dr. Gopi, sir said that, sir, we want to have a governing body meeting. The governing body is an affects body. It will just ratify whatever you have done in previous committees. Either ratify or advise or modify, and even it can, reject the things you have made in your previous levels. What are your previous levels? Those are immediately, let me say, academic council, board of studies, finance committee, and examination cell. Making somebody as an in charge, we will constitute a COE office, as it is very attractive, and more finance can be moved around that people may come forward and take in charge. But after taking it, they know what will be the mess, what is the burden they have to carry. We must convey our sincere gratitude and thanks to the people who are heading the COE office. Such a burden they are facing, because they are in fact a true bridge between the entire other governing agencies and the student. If anything go wrong, if anything get gap, straight away people can go to the EC only. Don't think that executive council, this is examination cell, finance committee. Let me throw more light on each one. Yeah, examination cell. It is very important mechanism of students' performance evaluation. See, our ultimate aim is to see the student is placed in a well place so as to get employment opportunity, academic benefits, as well as his career advancements. So that to make these things be realized, the examination cell play very, very pivotal role. So what is the composition of this examination cell? Of course, you might have already framed it. One is the senior faculty will be appointed or nominated as a chief controller of examination, COE. And he will be aided by two other or more than that also, controller of examinations and controller of examination. Yeah, chief controller of examination is always principal only. Head of the institution will be the chief controller of examination. And this principal as a chief controller of examination can appoint or nominate COE, controller of examination, and additional controller of examination. In some colleges, they are also called as deputy controller of examinations. They may be minimum 2, maximum even you may go for 4 also. Let me say one additional controller for UG, one additional controller for PG, one additional controller for extremely for confidentiality, and some people will be taken as another additional controller for the science UG programs, and like that you can segregate. So the examination cell will be constituted with chief controller of examination, that is principal, and in his hand there will be COE, controller of examination, a senior faculty. It is not compulsory and necessary that senior faculty should only work as a COE. Whom principal believe and keep faith that he is capable of run the EC office can be nominated as a COE. Let us not be very conservative that senior most faculty should only be the COE. If it is so, my young friends and esteemed senior faculty who is going to retire by next 1 year or 2 years, if he is made as a COE, the time of reaping its reform, again a new fellow will come. Then it will be a big difficult to him to adopt with the changes. Yourself that a senior faculty should only be the COE, more energetic and enthusiasm, and with and to smooth and effective instrument in the hands of the principal as well as to amicable nominated even is a most youngest faculty in the, and that COEs will be supported with couple of additional control of examinations. Yes, as per the UGC guidelines, at the time of earlier, remuneration or honorarium was there. COE office was given 9,000, but recently the UGC has given a guideline that there is no question of any honorarium and remuneration as per the UGC guidelines. If college, as it has autonomy to decide, it may decide any amount of remuneration and honorarium to the COE as well as additional controllers as per the new norms. But earlier norms have given 9,000 rupees per month to the 8,000, not 9,000, 8,000 rupees per month as a honorarium or remuneration to entire COE office. But some colleges have been shared that 4,000 or 5,000 by the COE, and additional controllers are equally given. Otherwise, if they have a good relation, all members can share, could share equally. But now, as per the new norms, UGC has removed this point, remuneration and honorarium. There is no honorarium and remuneration to the COE office. But colleges are allowed to decide to pay any amount as honorarium. But committee. Remember, the finance committee will not bring money. It cannot distribute amount. Remember, my friends, it is just like an accountant. It is an important advisory body to governing body on financial matters. It is a advisory committee only. If finance committee say that I don't give money, he has no power at all. Whatever things can be resolved in, in academic council and all, they can enter into the books of the accounts. And whenever there is a need to extend advices, suggestions to academic council, examination branch, and it can extend its support. It can extend its advice. So that it is a fixed advisory body pertaining to the finance matter. I can say it. Then it can prepare budget estimates. Every year in the beginning of the academic year, this finance committee should come forward with budget estimates. That is what amount to receive, sources of its finance. Grants receivable are received from the government or UGC or RUS or other agencies. And what will be the amount going to be collected from the student in terms of, again, within the fee structure, a segregation, pots. With this, it has to prepare the budget estimates. So this is resource expenditure side. What will be the amount going to be spent for conduct of examination? Conduct of examination, what will be the amount for the paper setting, paper valuation, amount, so many things, Xerox machine, purchase of equipment, so many things it can include. So this finance committee has to prepare the budget estimate, and it has to submit these estimates to the academic council. The council can resolve positively or may refer some suggestions, may propose some modifications, or as it is, it can accept. Then after that, it will go to the governing body. So this is the procedure, protocol of autonomous colleges. But mere finance committee, cannot sanction the amount. Then it is an internal auditor for the above, for doing the budget estimates and all that. It can act as the internal auditor. And the term of finance committee is 3 years. Once this committee is constituted, it will be in. Sir, able to hear me? is a one-way presentation. Part, second part, that will hope you are all able to catch my things.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir. Sometimes it is jerking.
Now,
Breaking and too low, sir, to hear. It's too low to hear and breaking also.
twice a year. Here is the question. Yeah. So now I maximized my voice then. So it should be here. Now you have to force yourself. Whether finance committee 2016, you are conferred with autonomous. Right now you have completed 4 years. So at least 8 finance committee meeting should be. Have you registered it? Have you recorded the resolution of finance committees? Minimum 8 meetings should be there. Discussions, resolutions, and recommendation should be recorded. Discussion should be taken to think over it. Coming to the executed. See, it will have a chairperson. Obviously, principal will be the chairperson. And let's look at the left side first. That pink nominated by the principal for the 2 years period. Constitute the finance will nominate one as a member to the finance committee, more democratic and participative. He has to be nominated to the finance committee. That is the first person. The second finance officer. A guest must be the member of your finance committee. As a member into your finance committee, you have to write a letter to the registrar to nominate his finance officer as member, isn't it? Unless he is included, your finance committee will not get its own validity. It is incomplete without him. And the next, the one more person will be nominated by the 2 years period. Now your question comes. Sir, as you said in the beginning, after finance committee, academic council, examination cell, then only a governing body will come into the picture. How it can nominate to a person into the finance committee? Yes, you include a person. The principal can include a person in finance committee to the governing body. There you will write body meeting. It will be one of the agenda. What will be agenda in governing body discussion? Approval and ratification of finance committee. Of resolutions of finance committee. Of agenda in the governing body, what we are writing? Approval and ratification of finance committee. Yes, governing body will look into the finance committee. Who is the chairperson is there? One senior most faculty is there, or any faculty nominated by the teacher is there. I mean principal. Then a person from the finance officer is there. In your structure, you will write all these things. Next, one person to be nominated by the GB. Where we are in every autonomous, because somebody will become, yeah, Am I troubling you anymore? May I continue?
Sir, please
Excuse
continue.
me? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. See, as it is a one-way presentation, the first part may be a little boring, but all these are the so that kindly go through them. Then board of studies. Yeah, somebody is unmuted. Kindly, my appeal with you, please. Then, what the next comes after the finance committee board of studies? It is completely important. Having any course like BLIC, online library science, library sciences course, if you are not in a non-academic department. So it can
Sir,
prepare the syllabus and the
sir, మీ
syllabus
వీడియో ఆఫ్ చేయండి సార్, సో దట్
Please.
ఆడియో మే బి ఇంప్రూవ్డ్ క్వాలిటీ.
Okay, then, okay. Now, so as I said, board of studies, every academic department will have the board of studies. This board of studies has its own composition. We will find who will be included in the board of studies in the next slide. But what it can do, BOS, yes, sir, I have not prepared anything. As it is, I have imported from my parent university. Of course, most of the newly conferred autonomous colleges are doing so. Nothing wrong of doing so. But think, at least you have to start working on designing a syllabus on your own part, at least extend to the 20%. Even if you don't include of your own 20%, nothing will happen in the first cycle. As it is 100%, you may import. But when second cycle, to go for second cycle, one expert committee will come from the UGC, they will ask you what you have proposed. When they interact with the each and every BOS, what is your university and what is the contribution of your own BOS? Now we have to answer here. If you say that, sir, as it is the very first cycle, completely I have downloaded from the parent university's website and we are got approval for that and we are continuing the same. Well, good. You will be congratulated. Then for the second cycle, if you are conferred, what syllabus you are going to include as your own contribution? You should be ready with the proposal to put forth for the consideration of the expert committee that will come after expiry of your first cycle. That probably that may be 2021 for your college as well as to our college of Siddipet. So that is important. Just by designing syllabus is not enough. That syllabus must be approved in academic council, which is the highest academic body in autonomous colleges governance. It is built with experts from diverse fields. So that while designing the syllabus, you should keep in your mind that should get approval from the academic council. Such a way you have to design your syllabus. And this board of studies can suggest creative and innovative methods for teaching and evaluation. Yes, board of studies can also advise teaching methods. What methods should be adopted? How papers should be examination, performance of the student be evaluated. Is it only end semester examinations or continuous evaluation or written evaluation, oral evaluation, interactive evaluation, what not? I can get you one thing. The student participation in NSS program is also part of his performance evaluation. The way he acts in the classroom is also part of evaluating a student. You design it. We are able to design how to evaluate a student's performance, not mere by writing the exams at the end. His ability, debatable skill, participating in curricular and extracurricular activities, participating in the college administrative, and making a link with the society. If a student is playing very important role to the community, whether he is bringing that and grade him, so to do it. And design and coordinate research extension and other teacher student centered initiatives. You should design whether you have a plan to organize workshops, seminars, conferences, short-term trainings to the students as well as teachers. Even you can train the NGOs which are not related directly to your college. For example, in your town, a particular that can also include in your extension activity. So this way board of studies should work on it. Board of studies is not making a board and signboard and placing in the department that I am the chairman, these are the members. We can then yes. BOS tenure is for again 3 years, as you know. It shall meet at least twice a year. This is another important. 2 times in a year, it has to meet. Probably let us have for every semester, and it has to discuss, resolve the things, what it feels. And initially, as I said, 20% of new syllabus can be introduced yourself. You can design your it can ratify, but not biology department start, a kind of lab technician course, certainly it can accept it. Student, instead of getting a BSc degree, if he completes how to test the blood sugar level, CUP, certificate is getting him some amount of bread and butter. Appreciate it, you design it. Because certain colleges have seen, they have designed. It has become core certificate, these diploma certificates and other things are helping a lot to the student community. The another important point is suggest panel of names to the academic council for appointment of exam. Dear friends, this must be important job of board of studies. Who should be the examiners of your papers? To set the exam papers, to evaluate, who will be the members? Certainly not your own BOS members, the outside of your college. Anybody, need not to be your own university. You need not to be your own state. Even you will get them from the other states also. But remember, the financial constraints will be there. If you ask a Tamil Nadu fellow to come and value your paper, certainly his transport charges will be 3 or 4 times more to the fellow from the near state or near within the state. So keeping in this view, you have to set the examiner. Many a times COE office is sending their answer scripts to value to those whose names are up. The person who is setting the paper as well as valuing the answer script should be the approved examiner, ratified examiner by the academic council, so that BOS members should prepare a panel for at least for each subject 3 to 4 members should be included. Let me take, I may not be very familiar with the other courses, other subjects, like let us take a BCom course only. Business economics paper is there, financial accounting is there, business law is there, company law is there, cost accounting is there. Coming to the botany 1, botany 2, botany 3. Likewise, economics, different papers are there. For each paper, at least 3 members should be, 3 to minimum is 3, maximum 5 names can be suggested by the BOS. Those will be the panel members. From them, randomly, COE office will pick a person confidentially, either to set the paper or even to value the answer scripts also. But unfortunately, we are referring the people who are our friends, who are very close to us, to whom we want to make economic benefit. But that is not correct. Coming to the composition of BOS, obviously the head of the department will be the chairperson. Remember, HOD of not your university, your college. Within your college, the head of the department will be the chairperson. And entire faculty are members. Entire faculty means some autonomous. They may be regular, contract, outsourcing. They will be the part-time. They will be the members. And to we only 2 subject experts they have said. Then we were included the 2 persons from our nearby college or who are very close to us, who are very familiar to us. But now it is said that the parent university. If you belongs to the Kakatiya University, these 2 subject experts must be other than Kakatiya University. Don't think that these are from the university only. Not that. These 2 university pool or government degree colleges or autonomous colleges pool, but see that they are not from your own university. And these 2 experts will be nominated to the academic council again. Of course, that should be ratified. And 1 expert nominated by the VC from the panel of 6 recommended by the principal. Now, just you question yourself, you have constituted, you have followed this procedure. If any one of this is missing, whatever recommendations you have been preparing and making and getting ratification even academic council, if they are challenged by any stakeholder, they will be void and nullified. They cannot be valid at all. 1 expert nominated by the VC. So the principal has to recommend 6 panel member to the VC. From these 6, 1 should be nominated as an expert. Probably what happens is your parent university BOS will be the 1 expert registered at this stage, and 1 representative from industry, corporate sector, and other allied areas you have to include, and 1 PG meritorious alumnus from your department. 1 PG student who have already completed his PG, need not to be completion of PG from your own college. He may complete PG from any, but he should be your alumnus of your college. That means he has to be completed his degree from your college. If your BOS is not constituted with this composition, remember that validity is with a big question mark. Now you have to check, verify whether your BOS sheet is included like this. Then coming to the academic council. What is academic council? This is the most fixed body for what it can do. It is and approves the board of studies proposals. Whatever board of studies proposals will be made by the board of studies of our college, that will be scrutinized, discussed, modified, approved, or even rejected also. based on their viability, affordability, feasibility, suitability, and its benefit to the student. They can see whether they have to be approved or not. Of course, that academic council may make some modifications also to the documents submitted by the BOAs. As I said, it is an affects the body for the academic matters. And these academic finance committee will extend its advice on finance matters. Academic matters can be advised by the academic council. To whom? Governing body. Though the governing body is a fixed level, that may not be very familiar with all the academic affairs that are taking place in your college. That may not be very thorough over the financial aspect that have been witnessed in your college. So that it depends on advisory boards for financial matters, finance committee, and for academic affairs, academic council. And it can make regulation for the admissions. Yes. For your admissions of admissions into new programs every year. Now we are in admission procedure. In the month of June, July, we used to do it. So that for them also it can suggest some regulations, and it can advise the new programs, and it can also work on certain academic issues. And it recommend to the governing body for the institution of new programs. It may recommend it. Academic council may recommend to introduce new programs like PG programs, new degree UG programs, if it is needed, need of the hour. For example, most of the engineering colleges from this academic year have started the AI course, artificial intelligence course. Today, it may be going to happen. Programs also from this academic year onwards, commission used business analytics programs, and a few colleges were sanctioned with the BBA program. Yes, the governing body has recommended it. Academic council has recommended to the governing body has ratified it, so that CCI has sanctioned the course. So that this academic council can only recommend it, remember. But academic council can recommend the new program to the GB based on the request made by the BOAs. Of course, even on its own part also it can recommend. And it can recommend the scholarships to the students. Remember, scholarships not only to the students. And for the faculty, it can recommend the fellowships. If a faculty is coming with very wonderful, amazing research works, contribution in terms of writing the books, he may be extended a fellowship. It may recommend it, because all the way on from his own purse he cannot publish the book. He may not participate in international seminars, workshops, and conference. Provided if he supported with the fellowship, he may do so, and that that flavor, that credibility may be attributed to our college, so that academic council can recommend it to the GB to decide new programs, new scholarships to the students, and fellowships to the students as well as to the faculty, prizes, medals, and other incentives. It can frame the regulations for the above. Yes, it can advise the rules and regulations, because the governance will be strictly and exclusively based on the regulation only. Just by oral suggestion, we cannot implement it. That should be recorded. That should be approved in the GB and highly documented. If somebody poses a question on another day, you have to show it as a witness. If principal announces 10,000 fellowship to Dr. Srinivas for his, commendable research in the Department of Geology and getting patents to the college, somebody may finger at him. How can he give 10,000 rupees alone to the Dr. Srinivas? Why can't to me? Because it is resolved in the academic council and it is approved by the GB that if any faculty brings patent to the college, will be awarded with a fellowship of 10,000 rupees. That is registered in our certain GB meeting. It is resolved. Principal will show the evidence. Then everybody can make an applause. It will be substantiated decision, so that the framing regulation is important for every decision, for every matter that you either discussed, discoursed, and by the governing body. Sometimes some functions may be governing body may assign to the academic council that has to also perform. Coming to the technicalities, the term of the members nominated in the academic council will be 3 years. Again, as the previous committees, it shall meet at least twice a year and ratify the designed bylaws, rules, and other norms. Now, what is its composition? Now, when I discussed with Dr. Gopi sir and my other couple of friends, vaguely I find that academic council is not constructively constituted. Just I observed. Now we have to question it. Do we have academic council as per the UGC norms? What are the UGC norms? Just looking at this slide. The principal of the college will be the chairperson. All the HODs will be the members in that council. HODs means our college HODs. Yeah. 4 teachers of the college nominated by the principal. For example, certain departments have good number of permanent faculty. And one will be the head. The rest will not participate, will not bring their experience and expertise into the academic council. Then such reputed, expertise and eminent and who always look at the progress of the college may be nominated by the principal to the academic council. Remember, this nomination is a privilege to the faculty member. If principal nominate anybody into the academic council, he should not deny it. He should accept it as a privilege. So 4 teachers of the college nominated by the principal to this academic council. Not less than 4 experts from the different areas to be nominated by the GB. The experts, again, 4 experts will be nominated by the GB into the academic council. Who are the 4 experts? Maybe from the industry, commerce, business, and research institutes, of course, from the universities, even doctors, philanthropists, right? Engineers, advocates of this your area or even in the state can be nominated by the GB as the academic council member of your college. So this can be nominated by the governing body. Again, I said, when you prepare the academic council composition for these 4 members, you have right, proposed to be nominated by the governing body. Proposed to be nominated by the GB, because governing body, when it convene a meeting, when you convene a meeting for the governing body, it cannot identify the people. You people, the college people, members can finalize these 4 experts and write as a proposed to be nominated by the GB. If GB satisfies that with that 4 members, automatically it can nominate them. If not, that may modify. It may propose new names also, because it is more empowered than us. Next, 3 nominees of the parent university. These 3 nominees of the parent university members of academic council. So probably these 3 nominees are the deans of the 3 different programs. Arts dean, science dean, and commerce dean will be nominated from the university. For this, principal has registrar requesting him to nominate 3 persons into our academic council. This letter, your autonomous conferred letter should be enclosed, and you should refer the UGC rule position also. Automatically, by default, registrar can nominate 3 deans, not compulsory 3 deans. Sometimes you may nominate even 3 senior professors also as a nominees of the parent university into your academic council. Now we have to do it. Have you written the letter to the registrar? Have you received the nominees from the deans? Registrar? Then your composition is complete. Otherwise, it is incomplete only. Incompleted committee's recommendations will not be considered at all to discuss in the GB meeting. because these documents should be tabled. You should put in front of them. And a faculty member as a member secretary. This is another important person. For academic council, one faculty member will be nominated by principal as a member secretary. What for it? This member secretary can correspondence with the all other members on behalf of the principal. He can record the resolutions. He can prepare the documents required for the academic council, and he can convene the meeting. He can run the proceedings, and he will be, as it said, all documentation work should be performed by the member secretary on behalf of the chairperson, that is principal. So that principal, whom he feel more comfortable, will nominate as a member secretary. So my appeal with the principal, probably he should be have a skill of documentation. A person who is able to maintain documents effectively, can record probably very attractively, can be a member secretary. Then coming to the governing body, what you are all expecting that we should conduct a meeting of governing body, you are thinking of. But remember, unless we complete previous 4, all the documents at EC level, I can throw some light over documents also. Board of Studies documents, academic council documents, if they are all very much ready on the table of principal, then principals should go for the governing body meeting. Before going to the governing body meeting, constitution of governing body is also important. Then what is governing body? It is the affixed body in autonomous governance. What it can do? It can approve, kindly make more concentration over the slide speech, all the faculty members. It can approve, reviews and modifies finance committee recommendations and academic council recommendations. As I said, it is a more authoritative committee. It is more empowered statutory body in autonomous structures, like CPDC non-autonomous colleges. Some non-autonomous colleges, affiliated colleges, CPDC will be there, College Planning and Development Council, that is more a fixed body. Similarly, here also, the governing body is the highest statutory body in the governance of autonomous colleges. It can approve, review and modifies the recommendations of finance committee. Whatever the finance committee recommends, that may be as it is approved by the governing body, may discuss, make a review, and even it can modify it. For example, a finance committee has made a recommendation that 50,000 rupees every year should be given as a scholarship to the extraordinary 10 students for 5,000 each. That was resolved in academic council. The same recommended finance committee resolved, academic council resolved, that were submitted to the governing body. Now governing body may as it is approve it, may review it, and it may also modify it, because your SRBGNR college is with more than 3,000 students. The 50,000 is may not adequate, sufficient. Then it may increase 1 lakh rupee also. So that is a modification will be made by the governing body. It has empowered. It is empowered very much with that. So that similarly, the academic council recommendations can also be approved, reviewed and even modified. The academic council has submitted some recommendation, like from next academic year onwards, we would like to introduce 3 new PG programs. We want to introduce MA English, MA Sanskrit and MSc Artificial Intelligence. Then academic council is also worked on it. It has ratified, approved it. So finance committee approval, academic council approval of commencement of this program will be submitted to the governing body. Governing body may approve, may review, may modify it. Then guides the college. the entire functioning of the college within the good looks of the governing body only, so that it can frame the guidelines and it can either directly or indirectly regulate and guides the college with its own modalities and norms. And it acts as the bridge between the college and funding agencies. Remember, the funding agency will not sanction the amount requested by you without conforming itself with the governing body resolutions. For example, if you send a proposal to the UGC for the construction of new building for the PG programs, with an estimated cost of 2 crores, that was estimated in the budget proposal of the finance committee, that was approved in the academic council, but it is not discussed in the governing body. Overlooked, principal has written a letter to the UGC that we have more resources to run the course, so that we need 2 crore rupees to erect a separate building for the PG programs. You can refer the governing body resolution. Governing followed regarding to this matter. No doubt at all. Absolutely will be rejected without second opinion, because move ahead. Your idea, your plan, your procedure, your policy approved and ratified in these statutory bodies. Then, how governing body, how you have to constitute? As far as my knowledge is, little knowledge is concerned, and my observation concerned, either you or me have no governing body at all now. My college or in your college, because we have not composed. We have not constituted the governing body. Then how to constitute the governing body? The governing body will be composed with this way. See, looking at the slide, please carefully. Even after my presentation, I don't mind to share my PPT to your principal sir, or even to all of you. You can go through them also. Even you can also approve this PPT, review, modify, and you can make suggestions to improve for my further presentations too. I will be more thankful to you for that. Now coming. Hello, sir, is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, now again okay. But your voice is very...
Yeah, fine. Very frequently I am getting disturbance from the internet connectivity, sir. So that it is happening. Kindly excuse me, but still I have to continue my journey until I reach to the last slide. So, hope so. Then, so 3 members. One will be, sir, from these 3 members, one will be the chairperson. Who will be the governing body? Remember, friends, our commissioner will be the chairperson to the governing body, and 2 other persons will be nominated by the state government. Those 2 may be the educationist, industrialist, philanthropist, professionalist, whomever state government seniority. Important, the great privilege to the faculty. Our faculty pool, 2 members will be nominated into the governing body. Probably the senior most faculty will be referred, but it is not mandatory to be a senior most whose contribution is more significant for the growth and development of the institution. Their person candidature may be considered to be nominated in 2 years. And one member, he may be educationist or industrialist or any expert, maybe a doctor, philanthropist, he will be nominated by the principal again. Nomination by the principal will not be or on his own decision. Generally, in a democratic way, he will convene a meeting with the staff members. He will take the consensus opinion of the faculty and he will nominate. Because if something go wrong at the end, he will be victimized. So that my sincere request with the principal, wherever there is a need to nominate a person, kindly take the opinion of the faculty also. Still, you have extra power and discriminatory authority to nominate on own parts. This is only a place with you. Then one member, this is very important, nominated by the UGC. It is very important. There will be a UGC nominee. He will come from the UGC. He will attend our governing body meetings. He will participate very interestingly in all our discussions. The UGC, unless it is favorable to us, funding agency may not consider us into its good looks. So that the one member who comes from the other state or other place as a UGC nominee, he will be nominated by the UGC for the period of 5 years previously. Now it may be 6 years. And one member as a state government nominee. One member again as a state government nominee, nominated by the state government. By this, one should understand that state government will nominate it will be our commissioner. And one professor from the parent university nominated by the university only. In general, universities are following the procedure that CDC, College Development Council, the head of the CDC will be nominated as a member from the parent university as the nominee of the university. Of course, it is, we cannot restrict that CDC should only come under this head. The university may nominate anybody. For this also, you have to write a letter to the university addressing to the registrar of the university to nominate one professor as a parent university member. And last but not least, one member. This ex officio is principal of the college will be the ex officio. So this is the composition of the governing body. Now you have to examine yourself. Make a question yourself. Are we ready with these things? Have we completed all these formalities? If you write a letter to a commissioner, sir, so and so date we are going to convene a governing body meeting. If he straight away comes, can you accommodate all these people to sit in the meeting? And are you very much ready to supply all the documents that have to be prepared by the academic council, that have to be prepared, reviewed, modified, and recommended by the finance committee, BOS? These are the things comes into the picture. Then the other committees. So as far as statutory, up to this examination cell, BOS, finance committee, and academic council and ethics body, governing body. Then other committees, these are the internal level. If college principals thinks and feels more committees are required for smooth and effective functioning of the college, he may constitute. good number of committees as you wish, like curriculum review committee, admission committee, examination committee, library committee, research committee. Likewise, you can constitute good number of committees, but those are not statutory. Just those are only the committees can make an advice to the principal. Principal may submit those advices. They may bring those advices or can be forwarded to the advices to the finance committee, academic council, only, but he said 6 years is the first time, next year is 6 years, and third time is complete autonomy. Then autonomous colleges can start diploma and certificate courses and issue certificates on own sale. This is important. If you start new courses and new diploma courses, new certificate courses, you can issue on your but for degree courses, parent university can only issue certificates until we will get complete autonomy. Means with your own emblem on your own name, you can issue certificate after third cycle only. But until that, you will issue certificates with the emblem and affiliation of parent university only. But for diploma courses, certificate courses, add-on courses, any short-term training programs courses, those certificates can be issued on your own seal. And staff composition, of course, this is not in our hands. At least as per the UGC norms and all, temporary staff should not be more than 10%, but we cannot make any discussion on it. Of the staff should be regular and permanent, and it's better to not discuss much on it because it is the matter of government. Then UGC may review. This is very important. See, after your first cycle, expiry of your first cycle, UGC can send one expert committee called expert committee. UGC expert committee will come after expiry of the completion of the tenure of your first cycle at our college. Again, just like when we submit proposal for the conferment of autonomous, how expert committee has come, similarly, after first cycle, again expert committee will come. Based on that expert committee report only, our extension will take place. If expert committee submit the adverse report to the UGC, UGC may revoke the autonomous status, but it will not happen in first and second levels. But keeping that point, we should not be live. We should get ready with more advancements, more improvements and progressions. We should convince the expert committee with our own contribution. Then what expert committee can do when it can visit, that I can show you in the next slide. And even autonomous college may also surrender its autonomous status. If you are not happy with the autonomous style of functioning, and if you are not able to run and your energies are not sufficient, you may also submit that we are going to surrender it, but it is not so easy job. We have to surrender ourselves also. It is not so easy task. Kindly you cannot consider this point at all also, because it has a big procedure. Even we have to stand outside of the gate of our college. Our jobs will be in the balance. Then need not to pay this is another important point. Autonomous colleges need not to pay affiliation fee every year. Only at autonomous conferment year, we should pay the affiliation fee. But next year onwards, we need not to pay affiliation fee. This is a big amount we will save for the development of our college. Next, annual evaluation by the colleges. The other guidelines is, as per the UGC, we should prepare, every year we have to prepare a report. like every self-study report. For your NAC, for 5 years we will prepare SSR, but an autonomous college think it constitute itself an internal expert committee. See, for every 5 or 6 years, UGC may send expert committee to review the autonomous status. But at the time of their arrival, if you want to cook the books for 5 years, it will be a big headache. People are expert in that expert committee. The name itself is expert committee. They can easily taste and locate what we did. So that it is better to prepare every year a document on our functioning, on our governance, on our performance, like SSR. You let us name it yourself as a every year SSR. For that, a college has to constitute an internal expert committee. It has to evaluate every year performance of the college. It has to prepare itself. And autonomous extension is based on, as I said, external committee report only. Remember. And another thing is, after 6 years, each group category will have dean. This is another benefit you will get. For example, we are all in your first year of autonomous. It is going to expire by 2021 or 22. Again, in 22 onwards, if our autonomous is extended, in second cycle, for each category, we will have a dean. Arts dean, commerce dean, and social dean. So is it not privileged? As if university. Then one more important point, many faculty members are get confused and make their own that only UG programs are autonomous. PG programs are non-autonomous. Like that debates that take place. But my friends, once the college is conferred with autonomous status, entire college is autonomous. There is no question of partial autonomous. Only BA become BSc, traditional or conventional courses are autonomous, restructured or non-autonomous, free PG programs are non-autonomous. If MPhil you are offering MPhil and PhD, if programs are offering, those are not autonomous, nothing doing. If college SR and BGNR is conferred with autonomous, every program, every course, every movement of that college is the status of autonomous. Nobody is non-autonomous. Now, this is a thing. What it happens? When expert committee comes after 6 years of term, what it can do? That can visit our college for 3 days, and it can prepare a report or a document on achievement of the college after attainment of our autonomous. You have conferred with autonomous during 2016. You are going to expire in 2021 or 22. In 22, a new committee will come again, constituted by the UGC, and that can visit our college so as to make an extension to our autonomous status. But the extension of autonomous is not by default. It is based on the recommendations or reports submitted by the expert committee. Then what expert committee can see? It can go through, while preparing the expert committee document, what it can do? It can consider these aspects. What is student intake? Before conferment of autonomous, what is your student intake? Sir, that was 2200. After conferment of autonomous, what happens? It has raised to 3200. This is the positive signal functioning of your autonomous, your performance, your achievement. Is it or not? But before conferment, our strength was 3200. But after conferment of autonomous, the average student intake is 2300. It can make a block. It can make a kind of blot on our performance. And various programs. Just they can make a comparison before autonomous, after autonomous. Before autonomous, we were offered 15 programs. After autonomous, 10 programs. What happened? Does autonomous conferment has trimmed your programs? Is it positive side or the negative side? No. We have introduced new programs. At the time of autonomous conferment, our UG programs are 15. Now we are with 18. PG programs are 8. Now it is 12. This is a positive side of the room. And research centers, how many research centers have established? What are the research publications? Unfortunately, our colleges, government degree colleges are suffering with this element. Maybe the barrier at the college level or administrative level or university level, people are not concentrating much on it, but it is very much required. More weightage is given to the research publications. How many papers you have published in your peer reviewed care, UGC Scopus, or how many books you have published, authored, co-authored, volumes, monograms. See, whatever you ink, make it a document. That will be considered as a publication. Research projects, what are your MRPs? Sponsored by UGC, ICSSR. Even college may also sanction funds to conduct the projects. My friends, I can tell you, when we were at the Government Degree College, Siddipet Autonomous, under the able leadership of then principal of that college, Dr. S. Srinivas Reddy, we have submitted a proposal to the collectorate. It has sanctioned, 5 lakhs to 5 different faculty members to take the research projects, organize the seminars, conduct the training programs to students in general, and even to the other people, even to government teachers. We have organized the training programs. So that we can do it. You can submit proposal to the collectorate will have much funds. They will give you, but people are not aware about it. So organizing the seminars, workshops, conferences, symposiums, training programs, attending the faculty to the same, extension activities. How many extension activities you have been attended, undertaken, organized, provided? You have to see, we have, every college have at least 2 to 3 banks accounts. You can invite the bank manager, bank people to conduct extension activity to your students, staff and all. You document them. That and consultancies. If commerce department is, faculty may be act as a consultant to any organization as auditor, accountant, and science faculty may also extend. See, most of the degree college faculty members are academic advisors, can act as academic advisors in the private educational institutions, maybe schools, junior colleges and degree colleges. That will be a consultancy service you can do. Your faculty achievements, your awards, your patents, and your other curricular, extracurricular achievements, community service achievements, that should be linked to your college. And infrastructure you have equipped. What are the infrastructure? At the time of, before autonomous status, we have 50 rooms. After autonomous, we have come to the only 35 of functioning rooms. 15 rooms have been, collapsed and have become defunct. Then it is a bad remark. You have to extension the infrastructure. Previously, we were with 100 computers. Now we have raised to 150 computers. Previously, there were only 3 computer labs and 2 with high internet connectivity. But after confinement and during the 6 period of time, we have extended to 6 computer labs, 7 computer labs. Almost all are, built with high connectivity. Library, journals, international journals, books, reference books you placed. What is the result analysis? What is your results, academic achievements? How many students have achieved seats in central universities, reputed and pioneer organizations? How many have registered for PhD programs, and how many have been joined in their employment? So many things can consider into their expert committee criteria. So that we have to work for that. So we have to prepare a line role for this. As I said, the action plan is very important for any autonomous college. For that, IQAC obviously as an affiliated college here to play very important role, and autonomy monitoring committee must be there. Principal has to constitute one autonomy monitoring committee with at least 5 members, being himself as a chairman, and continuous visit of UGC plans, schemes, ever-changing guidelines. I'm very sorry to say our faculty members very seldom visit the UGC websites, ICSSR websites, our college websites. We have to make our own plan. At least weekly once, all faculty UGC website. Go through the UGC plans, programs, schemes, procedures, ICSSR plans, what they are giving and all. You should see. And frequently check, review and evaluate the institutional activities. And you have to complete your documents. This is very important point. at the end of the hour, slag overs, as in the beginning itself, my young friend Ramesh said that people are very much interested to play 2020, rather a test match or one day matches. Forget about the 2020. The next day is going to come as we played in our olden days, 5 overs match. So like that, we would like to play more in, slag overs. That's not important, my friend. When CS announces all 5 years document, we will cook in 5 days or 5 hours. But quality obviously miss, my friends. Every year, you have to prepare your own yearly document. Make a folder. You update it, upgrade it. Your table must be, as a head of the department, your table must be framed, designed with magazines, journals, your documents, your achievements, your clippings, students' achievements, laurels of your college. And you must promote the teamwork. That is another important one. But coming to the documents, before more few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, I want to speak on the documents. Sir, before you constitute governing body, and of course the procedure will take place, first we must complete finance committee documents. Finance committee should prepare its resolutions year-wise. Should see at least 2 meetings every year. And every year it has to prepare a document of 1 or 2 pages with all resolutions. In that, it has to include budget statement and proposals received and estimates submitted. By that, the finance committee has to prepare all these 4 years resolutions. If I say that every year 2 means 4 years 8. Each year, each meeting should have at least 2 pages. So that 16 pages document of finance committee should be get ready first. That should be tabled. That should be submitted with the principal. Then principal should ask the academic council. He has to complete the composition of academic council. And academic council should also at least meet twice a year. But even once a year is also at this level okay. But whether you have conducted at least one academic council meeting or not up to now. Okay, if it is not at all conducted, at least now immediately by next 1 week, next 10 days, kindly conduct academic council meeting. Based on that academic council meeting, before that, BOS, every BOS should submit its document to the principal. So BOS also every year 2 documents, 2 meetings. 4 years means at least 8 BOS meetings of each college. Altogether, it will also at least 3 to 4 pages of each meeting. So that every department should prepare 20 to 25 pages of BOS resolutions from 2016 to 2020. By that, if you have 18 to 20 programs, all 20 BOS documents should be on the principal table. So 20 BOS documents tables. At least these all finance committee documents. Once these 2 are readily available with principal, then principal sir should conduct the academic council meeting. As I said, at least 3 to 4 meetings are required, but now the time has gone. You forget about it. Gone is the dose, gone are the days. You leave it. Maybe you have to get ready to face some curse from the commissioner or the higher authorities. UGC nominee certainly point it out. He may make a letter also, without my involvement, how you are, without my approval, my signature, how you are running your academic programs for last 4 years. He may make a word, but you should get ready with your own, substantiation. You have to substantiate your argument why you have not conducted academic council meeting or GB meeting for last 4 years. But you may say that transfers have taken place, some internal difficulties, some external companies, governance and all. You get ready with some. But if people may excuse you, my request is after BOS documents are ready with principal and finance committee documents are ready with principal, by next 15 days, immediately you complete academic council meeting. Meanwhile, if you are confident that by next 15 years I am going to complete academic council meeting, meanwhile, tomorrow itself, you write a letter to the commissioner that kindly permit us to conduct a governing body meeting so on so date, at least after 1 week of your academic council meeting. The governing body meeting should be at least 1 week later to the academic council meeting. You can request the commissioner to write a letter to the government to nominate the members. But without having the finance committee documents, without having the BOS document readily at your table and academic council document, you cannot conduct the governing body. Because when you conduct the governing body meeting, they will ask you these documents, because the governing body will discuss only on academic council document, BOS documents, and finance committee documents. So that without these three documents, those to be submitted to the governing body, if we constitute the governing body, then we should have to face so many problems. Even they may fire on us, because those documents can be reviewed, modified, and ratified, and of course finally approved. So that to constitute the governing body, these things are very much required. So kindly, my appeal with the distinguished principal, esteemed senior faculty members, and team of truly working all faculty members, everybody have their own quality, creativity, innovation, and excellence, and on their respective way. Only thing is that all of them have to be full onto the single platform and get ready to have our successful things. Remember, our education has to be internally comparable in quality. Those are the statements made regarding to the higher education scenario. Thank you very much for your kind attendance and patient hearing for this presentation. And now we will have, if you are patiency, we will have some interactive sessions for next few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes provided. If it's okay, then it's fine. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Now I switch over to the.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So dear friends, if you have any questions, you can ask the resource person now.
Hope I tried my level best to bring the information that is available with me. For last 4 to 5 years, I've been visiting some colleges, and I've been, referring the documents of UGC, some other statutory organization pertaining to this autonomous and all. Maybe I tried my level best to put forth some information, not complete. Nothing is complete. Certainly there will be a gap. A true researcher always can locate the research gap and has to try to fill it. You're all ardent research scholars and very enthusiastic and energetic teachers working in very most reputed organization, so that I consider you as my elder people. Kindly add more inputs to make my PPT more, stronger, strengthier, has to present to the days to come for the other institute. Please make me some advices also in this regard. I'm very much openly available for discussion and accept the recommendations and the suggestions also. I'm very happy that I joined with all my esteemed friends there. I'm looking at their faces through the screen as if I am with you. I'm happy, sir. Thank you very much. Please, now you can make a kind of discussion. If discussion is not there, certainly it is a failure story of my presentation.
Yeah, Jeevan sir, you can ask your question. You raised your hand, no? Two participants raised their hands. I asked them to ask the question.
Even if they write a question in chat box, as a moderator of the event, Madam Anjani Garu can also, participate in our interaction. I request
yes,
Principal
yes.
Sir also join with me.
Yes. If you post your questions in the chat box, I can read those questions.
Sir, good afternoon, Sudarshan sir.
Yeah, very good afternoon, sir.
Sir, I am Dr. Subramaniam from Janagam, chemistry Subramaniam.
Yeah. Kindly don't make college, sir. I am your brother, Subramaniam Anna. Thank you very much. I am very happy. Naku nu akkada unnavani teliyadu. Madala Subramaniam Anna. He is my friend. He is my hostel mate. Of course, he is all to me. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I am very happy to see you. Now you can ask.
Thank you, Anna. ఇప్పుడు ఈ అటానమస్ కమిటీకి కన్వీనర్ ఇక్కడ నేనే.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Now my job is doubled. I have to work for my Anna also. Yeah.
Yes. Subramaniam గారు ఇప్పుడు సుదర్శన్ సార్ కన్వీనర్.
Not at all.
అన్న అయితే ఇప్పుడు BOS సంబంధించి కంపల్సరీగా ఈ ఎగ్జామినర్స్ ఇది మనం ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ చేయడానికి ఎగ్జామినర్స్ పిలుస్తాం కదా.
అవును.
పేపర్స్ పంపిస్తాము లేకుంటే కంపల్సరీగా అది మనము అప్రూవల్ తీసుకోవాలా, BOS అప్రూవల్ తీసుకోవాలా?
మీ BOS మీటింగులలో BOS మీటింగ్ పెట్టినప్పుడే ఆ ప్యానెల్ను రెడీ చేసుకోవాలి నువ్వు చైర్మన్గా, BOS చైర్మన్గా. మీ BOS దాని మెంబర్లు అందరూ ఈ ఫాలోయింగ్ ఆర్ ది మెంబర్స్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్ ఇన్ ది ప్యానెల్ ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జామినర్స్ ఆఫ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ అని ఒక రిజల్యూషన్ రాస్తావు నువ్వు BOSలో. దానికి మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ సంతకాలు పెట్టేస్తారు. అందులో నుండే నువ్వు పేపర్ సెట్టింగ్ చేయాలి, అందులో నుండే నువ్వు పేపర్లు దిద్దబెట్టాలి. దగ్గర ఉంటాడు, రూపాయికి తక్కువ దొరుకుతాడు అని పక్కోనికి ఇవ్వద్దు. ఎవరికైనా తెలిసి మన ఆన్సర్ ఛాలెంజ్ చేస్తే, రేపు RTI యాక్ట్ ప్రకారం అడిగితే ప్యానల్ మెంబర్ కానోడు దిద్దిండు అని అన్నప్పుడు మాత్రం మనకు తెలియదా అన్న, యూనివర్సిటీ ఎగ్జామినర్ ప్యానల్లో మన పేరు ఉంటేనే కదా మన పేపర్ దిద్దడానికి వచ్చేది. మనం పేరు రాకుంటే ప్రిన్సిపల్ తోటి రాయించుకొని BOS దగ్గరికి పోయి దండం పెట్టి వానితోటి రాయించుకొని అప్పుడు కదా COE ఆఫీస్కి పోతాం. మరి నాన్ ప్యానల్ దిద్దనిస్తారా క్యాంపస్ లా?
అదే అంటే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ వరకు మనము పేపర్స్ పంపించాము. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ నుండి మనం ఇక్కడ మన దగ్గరే స్పాట్ వాల్యుయేషన్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము.
స్టిల్ మీ కాలేజీలో స్పాట్ పెట్టినా నీ ప్యానల్ మెంబరే వచ్చి దిద్దాలి.
యా yes
ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
కైండ్లీ సీట్. ఒకవేళ అట్లాంటి కాకుండా ఎవరైనా దిద్దినట్లయితే ఇక మళ్ళీ ఒక మాడిఫికేషన్ రిజల్యూషన్ రాసుకోండి మీరు. ఇది ఎక్కడ పోస్ట్ చేయకుండా కానీ కొన్ని జాగాలు ఉంటే ఆడాడ మాడిఫికేషన్ చేసుకోండి. కైండ్లీ డోంట్ షేర్ మై ప్రజెంటేషన్ ఎనీవేర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అడ్వైజెస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. కైండ్లీ కన్వే మై నమస్తే టు స్వర్ణ మేడం ఆఫ్ ది రికార్డ్. మనకు అంట కట్టలేదు. ఈ కోర్సుల్లో మీ కాలేజీలో కావాలి అని మీకు ఏమేం కావాలో చెప్పుండ్రి అని ప్రిన్సిపల్ కు ఒక లెటర్ పంపిర్రు. వాళ్ళు ప్రిన్సిపల్ టిక్ పెట్టినాగానే వాళ్ళు మనకి ఇచ్చిర్రు. దట్ ఈస్ డీమ్డ్ టు బి కన్సిడర్డ్ యాజ్ ప్రపోజల్ వి హావ్ రిజాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ అవర్ కాలేజ్. So that now with effect to that BBA ఉంది మీ BCom లో. అలాగే ఏదైనా ఫుడ్ అండ్ న్యూట్రిషన్ కోర్స్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఇన్ యువర్ కాలేజ్ దట్ షుడ్ బి రిజాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ ది జువాలజీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆర్ బాటనీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ BOS with a retrospective effect you have to resolve it. With the retrospective effect you have to record and resolve in your BOS meetings. ఎందుకంటే CC వాళ్ళు ప్రిన్సిపల్ వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చి తర్వాత ప్రిన్సిపల్ దగ్గర మీకు ఏం కావాలని అడిగారు. అదర్వైజ్ యూ కెన్ వెరిఫై ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రమ్ యువర్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆల్సో బికాస్ ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ కాలేజ్ ఆల్సో వి డిడ్ సో ఓన్లీ.
సార్ అయితే ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇన్కార్పొరేట్ చేయొచ్చా BOS లో?
డెఫినెట్ గా మీకు ఇప్పుడే ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ అయింది కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు మీరు మీ BOS మీటింగ్ లో దాన్ని ఇన్కార్పొరేట్ విత్ రిట్రాస్పెక్టివ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ యు హావ్ టు రిజాల్వ్ ఇట్.
రైట్ సార్, దట్ వి విల్ డు ఇట్.
యు కెన్ ప్లీజ్ యు కెన్.
Okay, thank you sir. Thank you
Anna. Thank
you sir, wonderful presentation. Luckily me ante ippudu now we start thinking of asalu what is to be done. Earlier entante 2018 లో మొత్తం టీమ్ అంతా చేంజ్ అయ్యేసరికి అటానమస్ దీని మీద కొంత అవగాహన లేకపోవడం,
దానితోటే ఇప్పుడు 42 జీవోలో కొంతమందిని మళ్ళీ పంపిస్తున్నారు మీ కాలేజీలోకి మనకు.
అవును సార్, అవును. వీఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ సీనియర్స్ ఎవరు వస్తే బాగుంటుంది.
That is why only in the beginning itself, in my second slide, I posed some questions. Now tell me, how many of we are working? We are working in autonomous college. Are we working in a college where autonomous board with affiliated college or not?
Yes.
Is it or not, Madam Anjani, Madam? I need a comment of you, Madam
Vinu
Anjani,
madam.
Madam. Yeah, as you are very. Yeah.
I'm working for the first time in an autonomous college.
Yeah.
From this PowerPoint presentation, I came to know so much information. Actually, I'm ready to say that it was a very useful PowerPoint presentation. You started this with the etymology of the word autonomous, which means selfless. Actually, I don't know that word.
Yeah.
Meaning of that word.
Yeah.
You gave so much information about governing body and academic council and the composition and the technicalities of the board of studies, etc. So I learned a lot. So, and I got the confidence to approach you to clear our doubts personally and from the college.
Thank you.
So you gave that confidence for us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam. As far as my association with CC people is concerned, they have great confidence over your college and they have very plausible faith in you all. All the time they praise SR BJNR college is with highly qualified, more potential enough faculty. They are expecting much returns from our college. So that whenever they talk about our college, it has its own heritage, reputation. So that even when I'm looking at this presentation, how actively, how enthusiastically you are participating, itself it is a replica that you are